Hello, class. This is Dr. Long again. I hope your summer is going well. Things are certainly going well in our class. Uh, Believe it or not, we are almost to the midterm exam. And I'm filming this video to give you a little more insight about the midterm as well as another important assignment coming up in the class, namely a short essay assignment. So first, as a reminder, all of your work for Module 4, both the quiz and the discussion post, are due in D2L this Thursday, June 27 at 11:30 p.m. After that, things will change in the class and we'll be moving on to the midterm exam and then after that to the short essay assignment. So first, let me talk a little bit about the midterm exam. The midterm exam will cover everything we've covered in the class so far, namely modules 1 through 4. It will consist of 50 multiple choice questions. Now, these will all be content multiple choice questions. They will not cover any of the primary source documents that we have talked about so far. And they will all come from the same pool of questions that you've seen so far on the module quizzes. So by now you should be pretty familiar with what you'll see on the midterm exam. The way I would encourage you to study, and I don't have a study guide per se, but I would encourage you to study by going back over your notes. If you need to, you can of course rewatch videos that we've had so far. If there's one that you feel a little uncertain about or you feel like it would be beneficial for you to go back and see it again, you can certainly do that. But make sure that you study your notes, you feel prepared before taking it. And by the way, you can look at the modules where you've done better on, where you've done poorly on, and you can focus your study based on that. And that would be, I would advise you to do that, right? Now, the exam is given on D2L, and it is open note. You don't need a lockdown browser to take it. I don't have any requirements like that. But there is a catch to this. I would highly urge you to study in advance because the exam is a timed exam. You have an hour and 15 minutes to take it. So if you don't study and you think, well, I'll just go through my notes and answer it as I take the exam, you'll run out of time. You won't be able to answer all the questions and you'll probably end up with a very poor grade on the exam. So you absolutely do need to study in advance. And there's nothing wrong with using your notes as a reference during the exam, but you can't expect to be flipping back and forth through them and answer 50 multiple choice questions in an hour and 15 minutes. That's just not realistic. So you do definitely need to study. Now, the way the midterm exam will work is there will be a time period within D2L in which you're allowed to take it, a time window, so to speak. It will open in D2L on Thursday, June 27th at 12:30 a.m. And it will run for a little over a week. It will run all the way until Sunday, June 7th at 11:30 p.m. I would encourage you, though, not to wait until the last minute to take the midterm exam. And this is open for a good while, including during the 4th of July week break. But schedule time to take it. Schedule time to study for it and then to take it. And don't wait till the last minute. If you take it at the last minute, that's when problems occur. Now, to access the midterm exam, when you're ready to take it, go into D2L and go to Assessments, then Quizzes, and then click on the midterm exam. Now, don't do that until you're ready to take it, because once you click on the midterm exam, the clock will start ticking, the hour and 15 minutes that you have to take it. So that's how you do the midterm exam. Now, it should be very straightforward. I don't think you'll have any problems whatsoever with that. But I do want to give you just a little caveat to that. During much of the period while the midterm exam is open, including when you might take it, I'll actually be out of the country leading a GHC study abroad program to Panama. If you do have problems while I am out of the country, you can email me at my GHC email address. If that doesn't work, it should work, but if for whatever reason that doesn't work, you can email me at my private email address, and that is bronsonlong, all lowercase, bronsonlong@gmail.com. So in any case, you should be able to reach me through either my GHC account or my Gmail account. Again, I don't think that'll be an issue, but if it does become one, that's how you can reach me. Do note as well that during the study abroad program, I'll be out and about the day with our group. I'll be pretty busy supervising students, but I will have access to the internet, particularly during the evenings once we're back. But don't expect an instant reply from me per se while I'm in Panama. Now that's pretty much it about the midterm exam. The second important assignment coming up is the short essay assignment. And the short essay assignment will be due in D2L on Thursday, July 11th at 11:30 p.m. So Thursday, July 11th at 11:30 p.m. And after the midterm is over, we'll start Module 5, and that'll be during Module 5 work as well. Now, if you get a chance after you finish the midterm, if you have some time to work on the short essay assignment and do it early or do some of it early, that will give you a leg up and that would help you down the road. So I would encourage you to do so. Now, I do have an extensive or a pretty substantial guideline for the short essay assignment, a one-page guideline that's on D2L and that I'll send out to you. Please pay very close attention to it for the details of this assignment in terms of the font, the paragraph, how to submit, all of that, all those sort of things are on the short essay guideline. The short essay is basically a 5 to 7 paragraph essay on broad topics that we've covered so far. You will need to have a thesis statement that gives your argument, and as you answer the questions, you'll need to answer all of them. You don't just pick and choose, you answer all of them, and answer them with specific examples. So a good way to structure your essay would be to have an introduction with a thesis statement, main bodies of paragraphs in which you go through and answer the questions with specific examples. And the more examples you can give, the more detail you can give to back up what you're saying, the better. And then a conclusion that wraps everything together. And this will be really good practice for your term paper that's due towards the very end of the semester. Now, when you open up the guideline, you'll see that there are 2 big questions that you can choose from. Please pick one of them. Do not, I repeat, do not do both. Pick one of the 2 big essay questions. Write your essay on that. When you finish, I would encourage you to read it over and check it for any grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes. Read it aloud. That's a good tip for writing a paper. You catch a lot of errors when you read it aloud. And I will grade your essay based on grammar and spelling. Probably not as strict as an English professor, but I will count off, particularly if your paper is riddled with those sorts of problems. And the purpose of this is not to nitpick, but generally papers that have many problems with spelling and grammatical errors are difficult to understand. The fewer errors you have, generally the clearer you communicate your point. And the clearer your communication is, the better you do on this paper, the better you'll convey your points, and frankly, whatever field you go into, the better you'll do there as well. So this is really good practice. Now, the short essay, again, is due on Thursday, July 11th at 11:30 p.m. in D2L. And so you'll write it, and then once you're ready to submit, you'll go to the D2L Dropbox. You'll find that under Assessments, then Assignments, and then you'll see a little folder for short essay. And I'll grade them there once they're all in, and you'll see comments as well as a grade in the D2L gradebook as well. So that concludes this video. I hope this gives you further detail both on the midterm exam and on the short essay, and that'll give you a lot to go on for the next 2.5 weeks. I'll shoot another one down the road on your term paper as well, but this should cover for the next couple of weeks. So I hope you're doing well. If you have any questions on this, please shoot me an email and let me know. All right, take care. Bye.